Just realized my mic wasn't on. Can you guys hear me? And is the music too loud or is it just perfect? I can't hear the music on my end, so I need you guys to let me know. Oh crap, dude. My stream deck is still not working. I'm gonna have to, okay, cool. The stream deck is still not working. I'm gonna have to get a new one, man. It's still acting up. So like, oops. So the way I gotta go about this is I gotta do everything manually. Isn't that irritating? Isn't it so hard being me? It's so difficult being me. Oh man. Woo. What did we learn today? Oh, are you trying to be cute? Because my last video said, what did we learn about today about Sochan? I learned that the entire team is very young. Good God, bro. Jeez Louise. That fourth quarter was horrible. The fourth quarter in particular was horrible. Just completely fell apart defensively. Completely fell apart. Yeah. I don't know. I've said this too. I said it last game too. I still think you need to find some way of implementing Zach Collins in the lineup. Zach Collins, Bassett, figure something out. You have to use more of your players, man. I still think so. We are very limited. And it seemed like Wemby defensively, he gave up quite a few shots. Like he was overly committing, it seems like. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Clan, please don't have a heart attack with the chat. Oh, dude, it's going to be people coming in to say, Sochan is this, Sochan is that, just because, like, I'm not reactionary when it comes to Sochan. Like, I know what he brings to the table. It's very silly for me to, I say this every time. I don't know how consistent I have to be when I say this. I don't care about his stats. I don't care. I look at advanced analytics when it comes to Sochan, and I look at the eye test. Today, yeah, he was bad. The whole team was bad. So what? It happens. You're only reactionary when Sochan does good. That's not true. Every time that Sochan does well, I'm only combating people that call him trash every single night. Every single night. That's why I act that way. I'm only combating it. I don't reactionary to a good Sochan game would be me. Actually, should we just straight up dive into it? Yeah. Okay, we'll just straight dive into it. So don't worry about me having a heart attack. Obviously, everyone in the chat that last game was like, Sochan's still trash, are going to come back and say, see, I told you so. Like, you saying whether or not I'm just talking to the chat here. If this is on YouTube later, I'm talking to the chat. So the people coming in here to say, oh, you're reactionary when Sochan does well. That's not true. Reactionary to me, if Sochan does well, is me coming in and saying, oh yeah, he's going to be a star. He's a superstar. He's phenomenal. You guys don't know. That's not the point. My point consistently has been, regardless of the stats, Sochan brings something to the team. Now today, hold on, I have to actually do it like manually. My stream deck isn't working. Today, the team was horrible. It was god awful. Everyone was awful. Everyone was terrible. I don't look at him for the stats. I never have. I don't care. Just because 2 point, I never done it. You can go back to look. Okay, guys, actually pay attention, because now I'm getting angry. Actually pay attention. Every single game that he does well, we will look at the stats, and I say this every single time. I've been consistent. I will say, even if he had 20 points, 20 something points, I will say he played really well. He did his thing, but I don't care about the stats. I only look at the stats after the fact. I've been so consistent with that. I don't know why you guys come in and like want to tell me, well, look at his points. Look at this. Look. I don't care. I don't care. You're the ones that's reactionary. Every single time I've told you and been very adamant on what I believe Sochan brings. I've been so like consistent with this. He brings a lot of defense. He's more of a connector. Today he didn't play well, but I don't care. I don't care about the stats. He's not that type of player. He's never been that type of player. That's the thing. He's never been that type of player. And everyone coming in to say, well, obviously Sochan lost his game. He didn't play in the fourth quarter. He didn't play well. No one on his team played well. Let's just be real. No one played well today. But he didn't even play in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter is when things got really out of whack. I don't think he played in the fourth quarter. Wait, let me make sure. Let me make sure. I don't want to like lie to you guys. I'm pretty sure he got subbed out at the beginning of the fourth and he didn't play at all. And it was like a massive run that the Pacers went on. Let's see. Control, fine. Yeah, beginning of the game, Vic came in because we had to play Sochan at center. I also wonder if he has some, if his injuries were bugging him a little bit. Because it's unlikely, even though he played really bad in the third, it's unlikely that the coaching staff wouldn't utilize him at all in the fourth. So I wonder if he had like some tweaks once we got to the fourth. Anyways, so we'll talk about this game. We'll sponsor this one, all right? So big shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. So we'll talk about the game, talk about BetUS briefly, and then I guess I'll just keep reacting to chat a little bit. But anyways. Yeah, so this is not one of those games where you guys don't have a point. That's all I want to say. You don't actually have a point. Like, you want to come in and say, well, Sochan played horrible. See, he's trash. See, you don't have a point. Especially since I've always been consistent. And if you actually pay attention, I always preface every single game, whether he does well or bad statistically on the stat sheet, that I don't care. I don't care. He's not that type. He's not that type of player. You're not even with his defense. I think that he's I say that with confidence. I think he's the second best defender on the team, behind Wemby. And even then, I don't look at steals and blocks. He gives really good contests. He forces the issue. He forces things to happen, but he doesn't necessarily get the turnovers himself. And that's fine. You just don't know what you're talking about. Gunther, you don't know what you're talking about. You just don't. I rarely say this, but yeah, you don't know ball, man. You just don't know basketball. If you watch these games and you think that Sochan is someone that you need to get rid of, you just don't know basketball. This whole game, I don't even know if you watched the game. This whole game, everyone on the team was pretty poor. Everyone made some questionable decisions. I wonder if Wemby was tired at all. He didn't seem tired, but defensively, it was quite a few times where he overcommitted, get into the trying to protect the rim, where his teammate had it in wide open threes constantly. Because it seemed like Pacers were hitting every single three. Let's see what the threes look like. Guys, they took 102 threes. No, they didn't take 102 threes. There's no way. There's no way they took 102 threes. They took over 100 threes. There's no way. It felt like they were hitting everything, but there's no way. Okay. I'm like, what? Okay. Oh my God, I almost had a heart attack. Okay. Ooh. All right. They didn't. Okay, that was just a field goal. Okay. Woo. Dude, I was going to lose. I was like 102 threes. How the heck? Okay. All right. That makes more sense. They took 39, but they were hitting everything. They shot 43% from three, nearly 44%. So, we also gave them a lot of open looks. So, yeah, this is not one of those games where you can blame one person. The plus minus doesn't really work with this one, specifically because, Devin Vassell had a negative 30. Obviously, we want him on the court. I still wish he would shoot more than this. We need you to get to that 16. I always say that, but whatever. He was negative 30. Obviously, Sochan was a negative 30. Trey Jones was a negative 30. Now, the biggest reason for that is because it seemed like the Spurs had to put Sochan at center, and this was just a really tough matchup, especially how well the Pacers were playing. So we had to force him to center. I mean, he was out there with Trey Jones. It just wasn't great. He barely played as well. But the fourth quarter in particular, that's when things completely fell apart. I think when Sochan got out of the game, we were down by 10. 10-12, whatever. Not great, but Spurs were in the game. You can see quarter to quarter, 33-24, 32-26, 33-36, and then the fourth was just like, good God, guys, look at the fourth. If we go to the fourth, let's see. Yeah, as you can see, we're down by about 14, which you can still come back. 12 minutes left in the fourth, you can still come back. And then they just kept opening it up. Tip shot, Julian 3, TJ McConnell makes a 2-point shot. Steph Castle made a 3. So we're still in this thing. We're still in this thing. And then it eventually just kind of fell apart. You see, when did it start opening up? I think right here. The 2 free throws, 2-point shot. Yeah, so Siakam made a dunk. Julian Champagnie turned the ball over. Felt like a lot of turnovers this game too. Mamu missed a 3. TJ 18-foot pull-up jump shot. Another thing too, and I've said this before, and we got to say it again, right? I feel like sometimes the Spurs start to, like, they attempt to shoot themselves out of situations, and I don't think that this game was any different. So you can see Mamu takes a 3, and then I think Wemby took a 3. Yeah, and then Wemby took a 3. And then Steph Castle got blocked at the rim. He's the only one trying to force the issue. We got a full timeout. Harrison Barnes comes in. Harrison Barnes misses a 3. Chris Paul misses a 3. Steph Castle missed a 14-foot pull-up. Devin Vassell misses a 3. You see why this becomes an issue? Because the Spurs attempt to play to their competition. So Pacers are shooting very well from 3. And rather than us trying to grind it out and not skip steps, we instantly went into 3-point shooting mode where everyone has to try to take a 3 so we can keep up with the Pacers. And they just completely destroyed us. They just completely opened it up. And there was no looking back. So that I think that's what happened with the fourth quarter. I don't think it's one player's fault. I think it's more so just our team as a whole was playing very young. But, those demons came up again. They still haven't fixed that. Said it's Mitch again. Kind of, yeah, you're skipping steps. And like I said, as poorly as, because that third quarter was horrible with Sochan. Horrible. I think at the end, it was many turnovers. Where is it? Am I tripping? I know he did. That was in the third, right? Wasn't that near the end of the third? Maybe I have to, because I know he got a couple good offensive, or a couple good rebounds in there. But let's see. And like I said, you got him playing at center, backing up Wemby, and I don't like that. Let's see here. I don't know why I brought that down. So, all right, he entered the game. Really bad performance. Right, wait a minute. What? Okay. What's going on here? Oh, they're not showing his name anywhere else, but these, I don't get it. Oh, okay. So actually a big chunk in the third quarter, he was just trying to survive. No, Wemby's out there with them. Oh, no, he's not. Sochan isn't in the game. He came in at the end. Okay. Yeah, he entered the game for Steph Castle. And I'm pretty sure Wemby was out there. Let's see. So he entered the game for Steph. He missed a 2-point shot. Then he had an offensive rebound. He missed a 6-foot tip shot. I'm pretty sure he has some bad passes in there too. Might just be missing it. Oh my goodness, Mikasa. We can't do that. We can't do that because you're going to hit a button. Hold on, girl. You're going to hit a button. You're going to mess something up. Come on. Can't do that. No, sorry. Okay, we're back. But yeah, anyways, pretty bad. But the team as a whole was pretty bad. And I do think that you have a better shot if you have Sochan out there in the fourth. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's the injury or what was going on there, but everyone was bad. You know, and it's a really weird, and I understand. It's a really strange, like, situation you're in when someone has an injury or is coming off of an injury, because if they do super well, like, you need to praise them for that, because, like, you don't expect them to do that well, right? But then if they do really poorly, it's kind of like, oh, you're making excuses, you know. Oh, he has a, you know, an injury, you know, you're just using that as an excuse. So it's like, it's kind of a weird situation you're in when it comes to that. You know what I mean? It's like a middle schooler. Like, if a middle schooler took college courses and did well on one test and failed the other, the time they did well on the test, you were like, oh my goodness, that was really impressive. They're at a disadvantage, right? They're at a disadvantage, but you're like, oh, they did very well. And then if they fail it, then it's like, well, you're a middle schooler, you know? And I feel like it's the same thing with injuries when you're coming off of them. But I don't know. Mitch said it wasn't an injury. Okay, cool. We'll take a look at, well, if it's not the injury, then yeah, that's coaching. That's undeniable. I was being charitable. That is coaching for you right there. I'm sorry, guys. As poorly as he played, the whole team. Okay, it'll be one thing if the whole team was playing bad, right? Like, I saw somebody bring up Keldon. Keldon is so annoying. Keldon's defense is abysmal. It's god awful. It's really bad. It's not good. But you know, it's like that with all the it's not like that with all the players, but everyone played pretty poorly today. I would excuse it if he sat the entire team, like, and says, screw this, Malachi, Blake, get in there, Zach Collins, whatever, go out there, give us a little bit of energy, and then we switch out our guys again. I'm okay with that. Sochan being your second best defender and him playing poorly and not playing in the fourth, and is not due to injury, but then everyone else just plays even though they were playing horrible. I mean, it was turnover galore. Every turnover was ugly, bro. Wimby had 4. Barnes had 3. Chris Paul had 2. Everyone gave you 1. Devin gave you 1. Steph Castle had 2, which it could very well be more than that because some of his shot selection was pretty bad. You know, Julian gave you 1. Sochan gave you 4. Keldon gave you 1. Trey Jones gave you 1. I mean, everyone was giving you a turnover. Like, okay, then just sit everybody. Screw it. Just screw it. Sit everybody. But like, just purposely putting yourself at a disadvantage like that in the fourth was wild. Guys, you need to recognize this. Understand this. The Spurs lost the fourth 38-12. That's basically 40-10. 38-12. Regardless of what you have to say about this game and how one individual player, like, you guys know how I feel about, you know, Keldon's performances, but like, I would never just put this on Keldon. Keldon isn't this. This isn't one player. This is, if you have the defense available, even if that player is playing poorly, if you're playing everyone else, you play them. If it's not due to injury, you play them. There's no ifs or buts about this. You play them. I don't care how bad Wimby's playing. I don't care how bad Devin's playing, unless you're going to sit them. If you're going to play them, I don't care how bad some of these players are playing. If they're not injured and they can go, and you're having this type of stretch in the fourth, my God, put your better defenders in there. Because as bad as Sochan was offensively, which we're going to see plenty of that in his career, I'm sure we will. Defensively, he's still there. He wasn't in, I mean, he had 3 personal fouls, but the whole fourth, like, okay, let's just make sure he doesn't get more. Like, what are we doing? Wimby turnovers were low-key fouls. I don't know, DB. I think you're coping just a little bit. Wimby was doing a little too much. I'm all for the Pacers getting a little physical, you know. Wimby was trying to be cute. doing all those Jamal Crawford moves just to result in a turnover. All right, I'll take a look at the chat. Hopefully I don't know, I yapped a lot. Hopefully I expressed myself in a way where you guys can understand it. Basically what I'm saying is this was coaching. And Sochan had a poor game offensively, but like I always say, I could care less. I like to just see how he impacts the game. He's still great defensively. He did a good job. Even if he had a game where he had 30 points, I will sit here and make fun of Sochan haters all day. I'll do it. If he gets 30 points, I'll do it. I'll make fun of you. But at the end of the day, it never really matters to me. He's not that type of player. I don't care. He'll be the type where we get into the finals or we're deep in the playoffs and he'll have a stat line of like 10 points, 10 rebounds, and you'll say, oh, okay, he's not that good. But if you watched it, he impacted the game tremendously. So I'm okay with that. And I have to accept that. And he's only going to get love until, the Spurs start winning. Now, in this game in particular, everyone was really bad. So I think that it is actually insane to look at Sochan and say, oh, it's all on him. It's kind of, okay, I'm about to get nerdy. It's kind of like playing Marvel Rivals, right? I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately. And I'll tell you this, all right? In a game where everybody, yes, say the team is down the line, is 28, is KD, right? Kills and deaths. So you say it's 28, 26 and 6, 23 and 2, like it's really good percentages, right? And then you got that one person that's like 1 and 11. Okay, I'm with you, right? I'm with you. Yeah, it's not just, it's probably a little bit on them. But when you have a team that everyone played poorly in some facets of the gameplay, nah, this is a team loss, y'all. This is a team loss. But I definitely put it on the coach more than anything. I definitely put it on the coach. Yeah. But yeah, so it's just nonsense. Ruru says Sochan was not. Hey Ruru, it's been a while. Sochan was not great defensively either. Did you watch the game? No, he was fine defensively. But also you got him put at the center, which is at times, which is pretty bad. But yeah, I'll be honest, Ruru, I never see you bring up Keldon, who is like objectively a bad defender. Like objectively just really bad. Call a spade a spade. No, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was fine. Lord knows we needed something in the fourth, right? 30. They got 38 points. They got their most the full quarter where we didn't put in our second best defender. They just ran amok. They just did whatever they wanted. 40 points. 40 points to our 12. Did whatever they want. Julian played horribly. Julian's been a little like iffy. I think he'll be much better when the Spurs get more talent, right? I think you have to utilize him a bit too much. We just still need some more talent around him, and he'll be okay. I don't think he's like a phenomenal defender. I think that before we would say like, oh, he's a really good 3-and-D. I don't think that anymore. I think that he is a decent defender. But I don't think he's a great defender anymore. You said I know KJ is a bad defender? Lies. I know KJ is. Okay. All right. Maybe you've come to that realization. I know for years it's been like, hey, leave Keldon alone. You did the same thing with DJ. You will tell me you didn't. Nowadays you tell me you didn't, but Ruru, you did. When I would talk about DJ, you would say, DJ's great. Leave DJ alone. You did that all the time. Did it all the time. I love you though. You're cool. Ruru. You good people. All right, really quick, guys. Really quick. Today's sponsor, right? We can't forget our sponsors, right? It's like absolutely ridiculous if we forget our sponsors. That's just uncalled for. That's ridiculous. Even though the Spurs took an L, doesn't mean that we have to take an L by not acknowledging BetUS. If you guys are interested at all, please check out BetUS. Plenty of different things that you can bet on here. They have a Kawhi Leonard one. Okay, I'm interested. NBA specials, Kawhi Leonard. Is this the retirement one? Ah, it's the retirement one. So will Kawhi Leonard announce his retirement during the 24-25 season? If you think he will, money line 500. So risk, I don't think you get too much from that. You risk 10, you get 50. That's fine. That's fine. So if that's something you're interested in, please head on over to BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150. You'll receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your second and third deposits, up to $2,000. And also, just something to bring up really quick. They also have a casino as well. So if you like slots, or that's something that you're interested in, you can check that out as well. And there is a sign-up bonus of 200% for that, up to $5,000. So just a lot of things to check out. Just letting you know. So shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this segment. Let's take a look at what the chat has to say, because the chat is, chat's crazy. Clan, of course, fans are upset. What do you expect us to do? Patronize the team, pacify them, or sugarcoat it? Of course, we are angry. I don't think I said one time that you guys shouldn't be angry. I'm not trying to gaslight you. I don't think I said that. Did I say that, chat? Rest of the chat. Did I say that? Did I get on to people for being angry? I don't get that. I don't get that comment. I don't quite understand that comment. I didn't say that you guys shouldn't be upset. All I said was, in this game in particular, this was a team loss, and it was so many bad things that I think that is counterproductive to focus in on one person. How can I, with a good conscience, right? All the times that I've been very honest about, sorry, Ruru, I forgot to say, every time I've said something about Keldon, how could I say with a straight face, guys, Keldon Johnson is absolute trash. This is not the time to do that. Keldon Johnson, oh my God. The Spurs lost by 40. Keldon Johnson. Come on. Come on. That'd be laughable to look at this game and say Keldon Johnson. That's laughable. So that I don't think we should do that for any player. You don't do it for Sochan. Don't do it for Mamu. Don't do it for... It is a full team. This type of breakdown in the fourth quarter, I think is coaching, and I think it's just a team breakdown. You cannot, with a straight face, say, this one player really... Come on. That's silly. Keldon played 11 minutes. Sochan played 14. Julian played 11. Mamu played 12. That's what ruined the game. That's what killed us. Come on. We lost by 40, guys. The fourth quarter, it was 38-12. Come on. Maybe you have a better argument if they played more minutes. Some of the people on the bench played more minutes. And then you could see that it wasn't one specific quarter where it just completely got away from us. But unfortunately, that's what happened. The Spurs stayed within distance for a big chunk of the game. And then the fourth was just well, now we're playing to our enemy again. Now we're playing their game. Now we're just jacking up threes. We're just jacking them up. Outside shot, outside shot, outside shot, outside shot, outside shot, outside. I mean, we just... And then that's game. Because you can't shoot like that. I'm just not sugarcoating it, and I didn't put anything in his mouth. What? I don't believe in sugarcoating the situation. I just tell you how it is. Oh, wait, you said... I was just pointing out that we shouldn't patronize the team. Are you responding to me saying that they're young? Because that's not me trying to give an excuse. That's just me being real. I mean, I feel like that's being real, right? That's not sugarcoating anything. Here, if you don't want me to sugarcoat it, I'll just say this. We don't have enough talent. And we're young. We need more talent. And we're young. And the coaching has been bad. At least in this game, it was pretty bad. I'm just getting tired of runs like this happening, and we're not doing anything about it. That's the one thing that's starting to bother me. Is these runs will happen, and we don't do anything. I remember one of those games a couple games ago. He said, "Oh, I didn't have any timeouts," which to that I say, dude, throw some gum, argue with a ref. tell your team to foul, switch somebody out, step on the court, throw a shoe, do something, spill some Gatorade, do something. Don't just sit there and allow your team to just get steamrolled. Do something. Get ejected, do something. Anyways, thoughts on Trey on defense? Trey Jones. Trey Jones is an okay defender, you know. I think he's pretty doggone good for his size, but like, I don't know. It's kind of weird, man. I haven't really, you know how last season we definitely felt the impact of having Trey Jones on the team. I guess we would just have to look at advanced analytics on that, because right now, at least watching the eye test, I'm not really feeling the impact of having Trey Jones over someone else. I was really hoping this season that Trey would be like a better three-point shooter. Hold on, I might be wrong here. Let's see his three-point shooting. It just doesn't feel like he takes any. Yeah, see? He doesn't take any threes. And that was the one thing that gave me a little bit of hope last season. And with the addition of Chris Paul, Steph Castle, and whatnot, we knew that we would need Trey to be a better, spot-up shooter. But he doesn't take them. He's kind of back to his roots of not taking threes. Like second year in the league type roots. Like he's not taking any. And he's shooting 30%. Where before, last season he was taking quite a few, and 33% isn't the best, but that's not bad. 33 is not bad. Pretty good. For him. Because I think he wasn't that great in college either, was he? He took him though, I think. Oh, his first year at Duke he wasn't good. Second year he was great. Yeah, I just thought he would improve. He should not have subbed all the starters up one with minutes left. With 2 minutes left. Mitch Johnson has been making some questionable moves, if I say so myself. Bring back other music. Dude, there's so many people that like this music, and then you're like one out of many. I say bring back the others. Didn't mean to snap that like that, Clan. I didn't think you snapped. I was just kind of confused. Like, like not sugarcoating. I mean, I wasn't trying to sugarcoat anything. Just being honest. Oh, I just saw your message, Ruru. You said KJ was horrible also. Well, there you go. Everyone was horrible. Did I say Sochan was good this game? I think what's going on, guys, is there's disproportional hate. I think that there's disproportional hate. So because there's disproportional hate, oftentimes I think it's deserving, but sometimes it seems like disproportional love, right? Because there's disproportional hate. So Sochan can have a bad game, and once he has a bad game, there is a frenzy on Twitter and social media that he should be gone, and he's absolutely awful, and we need to trade him, and he's terrible, and da. And they don't give him the benefit of how old he is. They don't give him, any doubts. No one's charitable towards what happened. No one actually pays attention to what he did defensively. Like he's like the worst player in the world when the Spurs lose and he has a bad game. Like he's the worst player in the world. Right? So when he does well and the Spurs win, and everyone, it's pretty obvious that you can tell his impact. Yeah, I'm going to gloat. Because no other player on this team gets that amount of hate. There's been people that said Devin Vassell should probably be traded, but everyone's not resentful. What's the word I'm looking for? Reluctant, I guess. Like they're hesitant. They're like hesitant to say, oh, Devin needs to be traded. It's like everyone like feels bad about it. Like, oh, he has to be. Oh man, Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to work. Like, that's how people talk about Devin. If Devin plays poorly for X amount of games. Obviously, no one says anything about Steph. They shouldn't. He's a rookie. Keldon, same thing. Keldon can play poorly, and people can say he's bad, but, like, no one goes on a frenzy of Keldon's trash. He needs to be. No one does that because he was with this team for a pretty long time, right? Longest tenure Spur, and everyone just hang their hat on that one season where we were tanking and he shot like over 20 points a game. Like, people stick on that. So, like, he doesn't get the same amount of hate. But Sochan, one of our youngest players on the team, he's the one that gets a lot of the brunt. And it's unfortunate because I genuinely think that he's one of our best players. Like easily. IQ-wise, defensive-wise, like, rebounding-wise, hustle-wise, communication-wise. Like, I think he's one of the best that we have. And I definitely think he's part of the future. So it really bothers me when he gets that disproportional amount of hate versus other people. Zach Collins gets a lot of hate, too. I would say Sochan and Collins get the same amount of hate. But at least with Zach Collins, it's like, okay, he's, been in the league for a minute. Sure. But yeah. Say glug glug. Oh, dude. You want to... Okay, hold on. Yeah, we're not doing that. Check this out. Watch this. I'm like a magician, dude. It's going to be incredible. Watch this. There you go. He'll be back next time. Clan the Sochan fan. That's cool. He's about to ban him. No, I didn't ban him. He'll be back in 24 hours. The Spurs need to get Wemby 25 to 30 shots a game in order to win consistently. I don't think that. Nor do I think that that's realistic right now with Wemby's ability. I don't think it's realistic. Also, he's in a really weird spot because he gets double teamed so often, and he doesn't necessarily have the strength right now to like muscle through any of it. He just does a good job of reading it and passing out. What you really want, I agree with you if you said we need Vassell to shoot 16 shots to win more consistently. I could see that. We need him to be more aggressive to win. That'd help. And we're lacking consistent shooters. Yeah, we are. I said Keldon. Clan, would you trade Trey Jones, Zach, and Keldon? Yeah. Yeah. Those are very tradables, I think. One thing about it is you got to kind of think of it as what's their market value right now, and would you get the same amount of that you gave up for them, right? Like, for instance, Jeremy Sochan, what is he worth, right? If you were to, let's just say we did a man-to-man trade, right? Like, player to player. I would say, like, trading Sochan for Tari Eason would make sense. But then you got to ask yourself, like, well, I mean, it doesn't make sense. But as far as skill level-wise, I like both of them. Like, they can both do kind of the same thing, except Sochan is bigger, like, much bigger. And... he's as quick on his feet, but he's just much bigger than Tari Eason. Tari Eason is closer to a small forward, while Sochan is just more so a power forward, a quick power forward. So, like, those two make sense, kind of. But then again, I mean, Tari Eason's older than Sochan. That's number one. And number two, why would either team want to do that? Like, would it be worth Like, why would they give up Tari Eason, and why would we give up Sochan for Tari Eason? And were we getting basically the same thing? I just don't think that there's anybody or any package out there right now where trading Sochan makes sense. Now, if we had some realistic probability of trading Sochan with another player and a few picks, and you get Luka or something, like, I'm with you. Like, yeah, he's worth that. But there's nobody on the market right now that I think is necessarily worth it. One thing I don't want to do is like give up one thing for something else. Like, I think a lot of times people bring up like this point guard we can get, this shooting guard we can get. Okay, if we do that, then now we gotta search for a power forward again. You know, like the whole point of getting Sochan was to try to improve our big man rotation and also have a versatile defender. You're going to be missing that. We need a small forward right now. That's the most important thing that the Spurs need. But you don't want to give up your second best defender so you can have a point guard who can shoot, you know? Clan Luka is crazy. No, I mean, yeah. Wait, what? Wait, actually, I don't know the point you're making. Luka's incredible. If it was something like that, that would be crazy. Rua said, I'm not trading Sochan for Eason. The F? Yeah, same. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of like what player would be like equivalent when you come to like when you think about what role you would need, but he's not necessarily better than Sochan, I don't think. I think they're like, I like both of them, but I just don't think that would be worth it. What's the point of that? Didn't I ban you? How did you come back that quick? Just be delusional about trades like Pat. Yeah, didn't I ban you? Now I'll ban you again in a minute. I don't know what just happened. Did you hack the system? How did you get in here? KJ has a good contract, so he's keepable. He doesn't have a bad. He doesn't have a bad contract, I guess. You know. I don't think that necessarily makes you keepable. A player right now that I will be very hesitant to trade is Champagny, because he's one of the best catch and shoot shooters in the NBA. Like, we saw that statistic the other day. And also the amount of money he makes is like nothing. So like, that's a player where it's like, yeah, that's one I would try to keep because his contract. I don't really think that way about Keldon necessarily. But yeah, he has a good contract. You know? Anyways, moving on. All right, let's gosh, I can't believe I gotta do all this manually. I probably need some hotkeys. Can I make a hotkey while I'm here? Let's not mess nothing up. All right. All right, so let me just say this, okay? I'll just say this, okay? I understand that when a player's coming off of an injury, we got a really weird thing that we're coming between, right? We're jumping back and forth between if they have a good game, oh, you're the best ever, and when you have a bad game, it's like, oh, well, he's injured. Or, you know, you can see people say that he's just absolute trash. I just want to say that regardless of the stats, when it comes to our boy Sochan, I will be pretty consistent. So if you come in here and you say he have a bad game and you're like, see, Clan, I told you he's trash, I'm going to keep telling you the same thing. I know what type of impact he brings. The advanced analytics shows it. My eye test, I know what he brings. He has an impact defensively. He has an impact offensively most of the time. But I'm never going to sit here and react primarily to his stats. I don't care. When he has a good game, I come in and I say he had a good game. Ha ha ha. Screw all you guys who say he's trash. But then at the end of the day, I will say even after that segment, I don't care about the stats. It doesn't actually matter. It's just that I'm responding to the people that only respond to statistics after a game. He's not that type of player. So that's all I'll say about it. That's all I'll say about it. So you're never going to get me in a gotcha because I'm pretty consistent. All right. Do you think Sochan will be in the starting lineup soon? He should. Why are you here? All right, you've been cool now, so I guess I'll leave you alone. I guess I won't ban you again. You learned your lesson really fast. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think you will. I thought you banned him. That's what I thought. Did I? Oh God, did I ban the wrong person for 24 hours? I'm sorry. Who did I ban? I don't think I can see who I banned, y'all. No, I had to ban you. You banned the wrong person. Oh, God. I'm sorry. You didn't do anything wrong, the other person. You'll be back next time. I'm sorry. Oh, crap. No, dude, hold on. Hold on. I think I can... Hold on. I think I can see it. Let's see. Upload defaults. No. Community moderation? Maybe? Okay. Oh wait, those are moderators. Approved users. No? Yeah, I don't know. No, it didn't look like I banned anybody else. I don't know how he did that. He hacked the system. I almost thought you were meant to ban me, or is it really me? I know, confused. Yeah, it was you. It was definitely you. Yeah, I meant to ban you. Let me make sure it was you. Unless someone has the exact same name as you. Now I can't find the message. Maybe the person did get blocked. Maybe you're someone else. Because I was slandering your baby daddy? No, it wasn't you. It wasn't about that. It was like it was an inappropriate comment. It had nothing to do with like claiming you're wrong about Sochan or whatever. Like that I won't ban you for that. That's fine. Just don't go too far. Don't turn it into a Call of Duty lobby. You know what I mean? It was a slurp thing. Yeah, that's what it was. So I thought it was him, but yeah, that was just inappropriate. Like, what's the point of that? You banned the correct person, clan. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you learned your lesson now, Muhammad. It's all right. I mean, it's not all right, but maybe you're cool now. All right, let's shoot. I think we should just take a look at a press conference and then get on out of here. What do you guys think? No point in sticking around for this one. This was awful. You know, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. Let's take a look. Let's do... Oh, crap. Here we go. Dude, I thought they said 20 minutes. I thought they interviewed Steph Castle for 20 minutes. Okay, dude, I want to see. Hold on. You guys said Mitch Johnson said it wasn't the injury. Did I just like listen to false information? Because I don't see his up at all. My boy Swish is so true. It's so true. He said Miss Johnson just really hates timeouts, huh? It's crazy. It's crazy, bro. He's allergic to timeouts. He just like let things happen. It's crazy. He's so passive. Yeah, Spurs reporter. That's what I meant to. Okay, it doesn't look like we have a... You guys weren't saying that Sochan said that it wasn't an injury, right? Because if he said it, I could care less what Sochan has to say on whether or not he was hurt. Okay. All right, screw it. It's just all right, forget all that noise. We'll just look at this one. So what we'll do, we'll take a look at this. Once again, sponsored by BetUS. So we'll take a look at that. So shout out to BetUS for that. And then we'll see what you guys' reaction was to this. But, you know, I had to give my initial reaction, right? So Spurs got their butts whipped. Every single player was terrible. Everyone was awful. Everyone was horrible. And even our coaching didn't like to call any timeouts. That's fine, I guess. Spurs played to their competition, just constantly jacking up threes when it was unnecessary. Kind of ridiculous. You know, I'll be honest with you guys. I usually hate chains like this. I oftentimes think that they're pretty ugly. But for some reason, well, I actually know the reason. Steph Castle can pull it off because he goes for a minimalist look. And then that's the statement piece, right? Like, I think too many times you have like a bunch of chains or like a big chain, and then you also have like all this gaudy crap going on where it just comes across as ugly. But this like looks classy. This looks really good. I like it. I like this look. Yeah. You guys can't hear that. Chat didn't say a word. I caught it though. I caught that you couldn't hear it. No sound. There you are.
I feel good. You know, upset about the loss, obviously, but just the experience in itself of being here, you know, with the group of guys that we have, has been a good experience. I feel like we got kind of complacent late in the third quarter.
Chains are generally embarrassing. Kind of, yeah. A lot of times they're like just ridiculous. Like it's so, like it looks stupid. But like I said, you take a minimalist look, man, and you have a chain. It actually looks pretty decent, right?
Got away from our strategy a little bit.
Tacky's a good word.
Halliburton get off late in that third, and I feel like that kind of sparked the run for him. You know, in the first game, I feel like we kind of set the tone in the second half, and that's what started our run, and that's what we got away from tonight.
What's your main takeaways about the whole week and all that happening? Just to show the
Yeah, I mean, like I said, obviously not happy about tonight's game, but just the experience to experience Paris for the first time with, you know, the group of guys that we have. I mean, it's been super fun, great experience.
France is really nice. I've been to France. It's really nice.
I mean, definitely we want to come back. For sure.
Do you feel the bond getting better because you guys because of the trade?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we were pretty connected off the court already, but just to come out here and experience Paris for the first time together, I feel like we definitely got closer.
You said big chains look almost always cheap. Yeah, isn't it weird? Like the more money you spend on something, sometimes it's like the cheaper it starts to look. I don't know if that makes sense, right? Like like you buy a Cybertruck, like that's the ugliest vehicle I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a vehicle just so you can say, hey, look, I got money, but it looks cheap. Like it looks like a cheap piece of crap. Or the same thing with I don't know, like Gucci belts or whatever. Like, okay, you spend a lot of money on it, but like it looks stupid. It looks cheap. I don't know. I feel like a good, like spending money on clothes. Let's say clothes, right? I think spending money on clothes, I think if you can get like a sweater, and this is expensive to me, but you get a sweater between like the $50 to $80 range, that's some good material, right? That's some good quality clothing. When you start paying like $1,000 for a shirt, then it's like, oh, can it ever live up to the grand? It will never live up to that. That shirt can never live up to that. Flavor Flav, looking chain makes me laugh for sure. Well, Flavor Flav was a hype man. Like, he's a performer, you know? So, I mean, unless you're performing, why are you walking out to your local Walmart with all that on? That's stupid.
I mean, I'm happy that, you know, he got to play his homecoming games. He had 2 great games. We didn't get the win for him the second game, but, you know, I mean, just coming back home, I know there's so many emotions running through his head right now, but, I mean, like I said, I'm just happy he was able to come here and put on a show for his fans.
Just so that
Over the last couple of weeks, you've been getting back into a groove. You've been hitting double digits more frequently. What's been working for you to help you get back to it?
I mean, I feel like that's credit to the guys that are really around me. I feel like they draw so much attention. It just opens up the paint for me to create and just to be aggressive, just picking my opportunities, picking my spots, and then also my teammates and coaches having trust in me to you know, just break off plays and make plays for myself.
Do you find it mentally tougher to go into this match based on like the last game with all those emotions and getting that win and seeing when he's like how he was welcomed and stuff like that?
You said it's mentally tough?
Yeah, just going in.
We are all frustrated about this game. We are all learning. Players, coaches, and fans, stay level. Yeah, for sure. I will be honest though. When it comes to coaching, I do not expect Mitch Johnson to be like the best coach in the world, right? I'm not expecting him to be on Popovich level, but I'm sorry, just to be honest with you, like bare minimum as a coach, like if any of us were coaches, all right, we will all suck. Let me make that clear. Hold on, let me put the camera on me. If any of us, me, you, chat, any of us were coaching the Spurs, we would suck. We would lose like every game. Maybe Will Wooden won because Wemby said, okay, you don't know what you're doing, let me coach. Other than that, we will all lose these games. Okay, we will be horrible coaches. All right, we have a base level of what we know the Spurs should do or whatnot, but like we would suck, right? So let me preface it by saying that. But with that being said, I also think bare minimum as a coach that I would do, bare minimum, is call a timeout when the opposing team goes on a crazy run. And I feel as if Mitch Johnson doesn't do that. Like, this is bare minimum. If you were working at freaking Five Guys, okay, that's like, I think that's the best burger spot, okay? If you're working at Five Guys, bare minimum you have to do is know how to, you don't have to turn on the grill yet. Put the patty on the grill. Can you do that? Can you getting some orders in and they say, I want a burger. Patty grill. That's it. And I feel like calling a timeout when a team goes on a run is bare minimum as a coach. And I think that certain things where he's not, like, he just becomes way too passive and is waiting for the team to figure it out is very frustrating. That's all I have to say about that. So I do agree with you. Everyone's learning, but like that's something that he knows. He just keeps relying on them to figure it out. This segment is funded by Five Guys. Five Guys is great. It's not, but it is great.
Same arena, same matchup, doing it all over again after each.
Even if you do low carb, guys, you can get I don't know if you knew this. You can get lettuce wrapped at Five Guys, and it's pretty delicious. It's pretty delicious.
I wouldn't say so.
Thought patties go in the deep fryer. Okay, I actually never worked at Five Guys, so my analogy sucked. But you get the point, right? If you're well, I don't want to just say another. If I just say another, okay. If you're working at McDonald's, bare minimum, you have to take the patty and put it through the little thing to cook it. Yeah, the little conveyor belt thingy. Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the first time we played a team back to back, so.
Was joking? Oh. I don't know. I never worked at a fast food place, so respect to my fast food workers, by the way.
It's like playoff style.
It's hard work.
Teams are gonna adjust. I mean, it's the NBA. They have a great coach over there, so I mean, they watch the game, seeing the mistakes that they made and adjusted to it. So we just got to come out more ready to play.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
He's so mature. It's ridiculous. He makes you feel better. You think he's the coach? You think if I told you that he was older, I mean, he looks super young, but if I told you he was older, you would believe me, right? If you didn't know who he was. Clan, how long was Mitch being an assistant for Popovich? He's been with the team for a few years, right? He was with, wasn't he with the Summer League team as well? Let's see, Mitch Johnson career. Yeah, he was with the Austin Spurs from 2016 to 2019, and he was an assistant with us since 2019. There you go. It's been a while. Yeah. And that's another thing that I said too, like, I guess similar to players as well, but like when people start to say, I didn't bring it up. When people start to say like Mitch Johnson should just be fired, he's absolute garbage, you don't get that a lot, but like if anyone says that, don't listen to them, because at the end of the day, he wasn't expecting to be the head coach. This isn't necessarily his program. Now, some bare minimum things he's not doing that I will criticize him for, but like maybe he is a phenomenal assistant coach, you know? Like you don't want to just burn that bridge. I don't want to say you forced him, but he was kind of forced into a role that he wasn't supposed to be in, and then you fire him because he's not doing the best job at that role. I think that that's unfair. I think that's a little ridiculous. If Popovich puts you on his team, it doesn't necessarily mean that he has hopes that you'll be a great coach one day, like a head coach one day. It's more so, hey, I think that you know what you're doing. I think that you're really good. I think you're very competent. And I think you give me some really great information. And yeah, I like you. I like you as a coach. So, you know, coach with me. Not everybody's made out to be a great head coach. I don't know if he is or not, but like not everyone is. And maybe he is just a phenomenal assistant coach. And not every assistant coach has aspirations to be a head coach. You know, so that's all I got to say. That it's not totally like I get upset, like it's bare minimum stuff here, but like let's not start to say he needs to be gone and he's awful and he's this, that, and the third. Because at the end of the day, maybe he is a phenomenal assistant coach for us. Maybe he's a championship winning assistant coach one day. You know? So just don't worry about it. We will figure it out. Spurs, you get the adequate enough talent. The Spurs have the culture instilled. You know, we'll figure out a perfect system, a good system for Wemby. You don't have to have a Hall of Fame coach to go on some runs, right? You don't. I think that Steve Kerr is a very good coach, but I don't think Steve Kerr is like the greatest ever. Like I don't think he's like top 5 coaches of all time. Like I don't think that. But yet and still, he ran a dynasty, right? Like so we can do that. We just need, you know, to figure it out. But Popovich is coming back. I mean, they've been very adamant. They said it twice now, so he's definitely coming back. And we'll just have to wait and see what that looks like. You know? All right. Like I said, this is sponsored by BetUS, so big shout out to BetUS. If you guys are interested whatsoever, head on over to BetUS. Use promo code YouTube150, and you will receive 150% bonus on your first deposit, and your second and third deposit will be 125% bonus up to $2,000. So yeah, so there's quite a few things here. So this one's interesting. So they have a bunch of different players on where they might end up. Let's see, Colin Sexton. Likelihood of him going to the Spurs is pretty low. Let's see if we come up again. De'Aaron Fox. Now this is one where I think we have a legitimate shot. And according to BetUS, they're having us and Miami Heat as the two teams that have the best shot, and the Rockets as the teams that have the best shots at getting them. So if that's something that you think will happen, I didn't mean to do that. 10, gave you 35. Let's say you wanna up the ante a little bit. 150. Oh wait, you can't do 150. I'm stupid. What am I thinking? Let's do 25. 25 give you 87. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. I don't know what I was thinking about that. But yeah, so you'll just do that. You hit place my bet right there, and then you're good to go. Then you just confirm that bad boy. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I'll head on over to BetUS. And yeah, let's look at what the chat talking about. Imagine Jokic in the Spurs. Jokic with the Spurs, no one would have any complaints about Sochan ever. Good God. He'll have Sochan averaging 30 points a game. Good God. If Chris Paul likes Mitch, we're good. I don't know if it's that simple. Is it that simple? Would like to see what Mitch could do with more talent. That's fair. But like I said, I would like to see that too, but also bare minimum stuff, right? You got to call a timeout when a team goes on a run. Clan, besides Wemby and Chris Paul, who do you think has the same ethic as far as playing basketball? Like work ethic? Everybody? Honestly? Everyone on the team? I was about to bring up the last game, but it looked like I already took it off. Yeah, I would say everybody has the same work ethic, but KJ, Sochan, definitely those two. I feel like those two work hard, like really hard. Yes, on the team. Harrison Barnes. You don't have a career like that and not have that type of work ethic. You know, KJ is a workhorse, but in the wrong way sometimes. Yeah, he's a workhorse. You know, especially off the court, and then on the court, tunnel vision sometimes. Defense is horrible, and that defense, that's just not gonna be fixed. I know people have tried to say like, oh, he lost a lot of weight, he's a better defender now. No, he's not. I don't know where people got that from. Like I've seen quite a few comments like that, and I'm like, I don't. What are you basing this off of? Kobe Bryant, after a loss, would go and practice his missed shots. Oh, okay. That's what you mean. Okay, so the first person in the gym, from my understanding, is usually Sochan. That's something that Wemby confirmed. I think this was like a few months ago, and he brought that up. So if you're talking about like the first person in the gym, I think it's Sochan. He brought something up that like that. He's like, when I come in, you know, he's already there, something like that. So, but I mean, they all work hard, you know. But yeah, first person in the gym, I think is Sochan. I think that's been confirmed. I think Wemby said that. That was a minute ago. I heard it's actually Barnes who is first. Okay, maybe it's Barnes. And like I said, this was like several months ago, so I don't 100% recall. Maybe it's both. I don't know. Maybe they show up at the same time. Maybe they share a ride. Maybe they live together. I don't know. It shows on Sochan, Wemby, and Paul, even Barnes. I think the rest need to try harder. Sometimes it's not about just trying harder, right? Like, I know a lot of people use that whole, like, who wanted more? This team just wanted it more, right? Like, media will say that. Oh, they just wanted it more. Sometimes that's not true. Like, a lot of times it is just a talent diff, right? It's just a talent diff. So, you know, if you don't have the talent, it doesn't matter how hard you want it. It doesn't matter how hard you play. You just won't be good enough. I mean, I think the Spurs won 22 games last season. I think they played very hard. I watched those games. They played. I don't think they could have played harder than how they were playing. But it was just a talent differential, right? You just can't overcome that. I mean, look at last season, how many games felt close. You know, and then it was like fourth, and then it would fall apart. But, like, we had a lot of close games last season. And that doesn't happen if you're not trying. Some people working most hard is still bad sometimes. Yeah, that too. Like, if you work, you can't extend yourself. You can't overdo it. And you also don't want to overdo it and then start criticizing teammates for not working as hard as you do. Like, it can get toxic very quickly. That's part of the reason why Kobe and Shaq didn't work out. You know, even after winning their championships, they hate each other. Kobe, like, got onto Shaq for eating a Big Mac. Like, Shaq was an absolute beast at this time, by the way. But, like, he got onto him for eating a Big Mac in the in the gym or something. It was crazy, and they got into it for that. So like you gotta, you know. Sup clan, Spurs look pathetic today. Absolute trash show. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Especially in the fourth. That was crazy. If they keep going the same way, we will not get more than 40 wins. All right. You got the Clippers, winnable. Bucks, Heat. See how tough things are. Easy, 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 hard, middle, easy, easy. We had quite a few winnable games coming up. They can make it. Well, the month of March looked really nice. The month of March is not that bad. Like, you got the OKC Thunder, which is tough. So you got the Nets, Kings, Timberwolves, Mavs twice, Hornets, Pelicans, Magic, Knicks, Sixers. It's not too bad. They can go on a little run. Not a crazy run though. They're going to be close to 500, but I'm still sticking with my 44 wins. I'm sticking with 44 wins, no playoffs. That's what I think. I think the Spurs will have 44 wins and not make the playoffs. What's your take on the performance? Oh, we talked about that earlier. I'll upload the video after this stream, or I'll upload it tomorrow. Yeah. Anyways, let's end the segment. All right. I think I do want to do one more thing. You will jinx us? What you mean? No playoffs? How can I jinx no playoffs? Let's just take a look. Yeah, I don't care about none of that. Here, I do want to show you something, all right? All right, let me show you guys something, okay? Because I know that it's tough. I know it's tough when you're going through any type of L, and we've taken quite a few L's this season. I mean, let's be real here, okay? We're basically 500, and that comes with the territory. It's going to be a roller coaster ride, right? We're going to have nights where we look unbeatable, and then we're going to have nights where we look like the worst team in the NBA. And that's just going to come with the territory of, number one, not having the talent. Number two, coaching being a little weird and wonky sometimes, you know, but it's not Mitch Johnson's team. So there's that. And then, you know, number three of, you know, did I say not having the experience? I don't know if I said that already. If I did, we say that twice. I'm very sleepy. But look at this. So let's go ahead and take at least a couple things that can make you feel good about this team. A couple things that make you feel good. So check this out. So this is the top 10 in matchup difficulty. So here is the explanation of what that looks like, okay? What that exactly is. And big shout out to Big Ball. I probably should say this. Big shout out to B-Ball Index for posting it.
Taylor here from Basketball Index. In a previous video, we explained how our all-in-one impact metric LeBron worked. It's broken down into offensive and defensive LeBron. And today we're going to highlight two defensive metrics that fall under the D LeBron umbrella: position versatility and matchup difficulty. Matchup difficulty is an estimate of the difficulty a defender takes on with who they guard. This is determined by using tracking data that captures who a defender was guarding for portions of every possession, accounting for switching and helping, and looks at the average usage and offensive impact of players guarded to calculate the overall rating. Position versatility is an estimate of.
So in other words, you're all over the place. You're doing so much. They're really utilizing your defense.
How versatile a defender is. This is calculated by taking that portfolio of players a defender guarded and seeing how often they defend point guards, shooting guards, and so on. A perfectly
That's not the one we're looking at.
Stats, meaning
All right. Well, you get the point. You get the point. So matchup difficulty, top 10. 2 of our players are on that bad boy, guys. 2 of our players are on that bad boy. Okay. You got your boy Jeremy and you got your boy Castle. 2 great defenders, some of the best defenders in the NBA. And then defensive LeBron, which we've talked about this before. This also accounts for who's on your team and who you're guarding or whatnot. Victor Wembanyama, top 3, second in the league. So as bad as the Spurs have been, just know that we still have some guys. We need more talent, but we still have some guys that are locked in, right? We still have some guys that we should definitely hold on to, and they could be part of the future. Just to chill you out a little bit. Everything's okay. This is a big deal. The fact that last season we could only use Sochan for that matchup difficulty, right? Like we had him, I think he was like top 3 in the NBA or top 5 in the NBA. Now that we added another defender, now it's a little bit of pressure off of him, but because of the injuries and everything, obviously it hasn't panned out as well as it has. But when everything starts to pan out and everything comes together, we're looking at a very good team, and they've been doing really well together defensively. So just keep your hopium, man. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. All right? That's why Castle, Sochan, Wemby, big 3, plus Julian and KJ. Let's calm down. That is not a big 3, okay? They are not a... Sochan is going to be part of the future. I don't know if we even got to worry about a big 3 anymore. Like in the NBA, we don't really have many of those at all anymore. Like it's kind of overrated. We need a big 2. We need a big 2. And then we need a bunch of good players. But just a big 2. So, yeah. Anyways, just wanted to relay that info. All right, guys. I'm hopping off. I love all of you. You guys are great. Pieces. Deuces. I'll talk to you soon, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Everyone have a good night. Love you.